Hey.
Hello.
What's happening? We're not in the studio. What's going on? We're not
What
in
is
the basement.
this? This is so weird.
What's going on?
What
You decided to
happened?
go old school.
Old school.
Very old school.
Sad news. Breaking news.
Bad news.
Neil has faux Rona, which is different than corona. He's
The
just
FOCO.
regular sick. He's regular sick.
Yes. Sorry. I just started getting some regular type symptoms, and we want to play it safe. So I've tested negative thus far, but let's be safe and not spread the FOCO.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Spread the FOCO.
No.
Because I mean, like, it would still suck just to be sick.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to like miss work because any symptoms at all, you get booted out. So
they give you the boot these days.
They do. But the good news, guys, I don't know if you guys heard or not, is that the Cold Show is now FDA approved. So that's a good thing. So
you can take a Cold Show.
You can take a Cold Show, and in fact, the CDC is recommending you subscribe. So it's like it's okay. We're good for you.
Yeah, and it cures like anything.
Yeah, it does. It cures
like literally anything.
Anything.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
you don't have to wear a mask. You just
what
walk
are
around
the side effects, though?
Oh, the side effects?
Bad taste, diarrhea, the usual stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you get like one of those enlarged taste buds like all the time on your tongue.
Just one?
That one bump.
Yeah. You get a lot of paper cuts.
You do.
I was told that one bump was something else, but
oh, well, I mean, it could be.
But yes, I mean that. You never get rid of that.
Yeah, that's just gonna keep coming back.
That's right. What's the old saying? It's like luggage. You never get rid of it. No.
Luggage?
Is that the joke?
That's the joke. It's like luggage. You never get rid of it. Anyway.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Got it.
What are we talking about tonight, Sandra?
Tonight is Deliverance night.
Woohoo!
Yay. Don't get too excited, everybody. Calm down.
It's time to be delivered on this night.
Yes.
But before we do that,
yes.
Should we cheers?
What's in the cups? Yes. What is in the cups?
I don't have a Cult Show cup since this was pretty last minute that we had, decided to stay home. Neil just got sick like today. So I have Free, which is alcohol removed sparkling wine, and it is so good. I love these. They're delicious, and like the cans are really pretty.
Huh.
Yeah.
They take the sparkling wine and remove the alcohol.
It's easy.
And just leave the sparkling?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I bet it's tasty.
It's so good.
So being that this was last minute, I am doing a bourbon and ginger in my Beetlejuice tiki mug that the Reverend Michael B got me.
That's
such
awesome.
A good mug.
That's a great mug.
What are you doing, sicko?
Yeah, I've got in my big old blue. This is my blue happy mug. Sandra suggested that I do a hot toddy, so I decided to take her up on that after I asked her how to make one. I've never had one before, but so I took the black tea and some honey and some lemon, and then of course poured in some of the bourbon. Heated it up, and this is what I got.
There's different ways to make a hot toddy, but if you're sick, that's the right way.
Yeah, that's it. So happy Friday and cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, friends.
All right.
Delicious.
That is one hot toddy. Well, oh, you know what? The chat. Who's joining us in the chat? I've got the chat in front of me, and that's Caleb. You got it written down.
I have written everything down that I've seen so far. So
okay, you go ahead.
All right. Of course, as always, producer Scott, couldn't do this without him. Thank you very much. He's been working very hard. As we said earlier, this was last minute. So he's been working behind the scenes. So big thank you to Scott. But in chat, we have Miss Movie Buff Laura, Mindy Horror Movie Addict, Mark Vision's Truth, Haley the Baker, Reverend Michael B, and 209 Todd.
Hey, Todd!
I'm wearing a Cult Show shirt.
In the Cult Show shirt. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you guys in our very first show of 2022.
Absolutely.
Yes, new season.
How exciting. There's a few folks that actually tuned in for New Year's, and I think, did you guys last the entire time? A few of you guys?
God bless you, New Year's people. That was a freaking blast. That was so much fun for us.
For us.
Apologies for anything I may have said.
Never apologize.
Oh, I was having fun. And we've got a Margaret, can't read the middle name, LeMay, that just joined us. So
hey, Margaret,
hello, Margaret.
What's up?
Margaret and Gene Scoot.
And Gene.
Hello, guys.
Gene Scoot.
Friends.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're going to talk about Deliverance here in a little bit.
Yes, as Todd says, cue the banjos.
Oh, they got a duel. The band has got a duel. But we should probably start by our typical roundtable of what media everyone's been enjoying at the beginning of January.
Seriously, since we haven't really seen each other in 2 weeks, I don't know what Sandra has been doing, or Caleb, or Scott.
We didn't hang out at all, just because of like little what do you call it, Omicron.
We've been very good. I have to give us as a group credit. We've been very good not to mingle.
Well, like there's just, I don't know, there's just been little scares and stuff. So I was like, I better not. I just want to be around you guys and like get you ill if I had it, but I don't have anything. So for moi, of course, I've been watching Yellow Jackets. I've been watching that. Neil and I. We've already done our discussion. No spoilers. Spoiler-free zone. I also started the new season of Queer Eye. Love it. They're deep in the heart of Texas this season, fixing people's lives and bringing joy to all the Texans. And then this was kind of something I decided to do. I decided to reread the book Deliverance.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
I'd read it before in high school. I read it my senior year. And I remembered it, and I'd seen the movie around that time for the first time, and I was, it was just kind of vague in my mind, and I was like, I gotta revisit this. And the book is very short. It's like 253 pages. So I read that. I'm going to talk about it. Talk about the film.
All right. I've never read the book before.
It's I don't know where it stands now, but in the past it's been a frequently challenged and banned book. I really always love to read those.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, speaking of reading, a while back, Haley the Baker let me borrow Gone Girl, which I'd never read before. I've seen the movie quite a couple times at least, and really liked it. So I'm not quite halfway through yet. I went back to work, and strangely enough, my reading time has gone way down. So I may be saying I'm reading this book for quite a few weeks to come now.
That happens. Work gets in the way of reading, and I hate that.
It really does, right? Just my lunch break is not enough. Let's see. I started watching the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus.
Yoda.
It's not too sure how I feel about it just yet. But we'll see. It's Star Wars, so I'll stick with it.
Dean did an episode at least, right?
What's that?
Dean Cundy did at least one episode of that show.
Oh, did he? I did not catch that. No.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look at that. I missed that.
I am not current on the Boba Fett. I'll get there.
It's there are only going to be 6 episodes, and they only release one every Wednesday. So I would almost suggest just waiting and watching all of them, so you don't have to wait. Just a suggestion. I've already started. So let's see. I also started watching season 2 of The Witcher on Netflix.
Yeah, he's a whole thing.
Yeah, that is a whole thing. And then finally, if you have not seen the trailer for Studio 666, please go check that out. If you don't know, this is a horror film made by my very, very, very close personal friends in my dreams, the Foo Fighters, where they go to a haunted house to record a new album, and Dave Grohl gets possessed by a demon. How fucking cool is that? I'm so excited.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
So, and that opens February 25th in theaters. So, fingers crossed.
I know, Caleb. I saw that come across. I'm like, oh, I know what Caleb's going to talk about this week.
Yeah.
We just had an Eggers Meggie join us in the chat as well. Hello,
Meggie.
Eggers.
Hello.
Welcome. So like Sandra, you said Yellow Jackets, loving it.
Yeah.
Thank you for turning me on to that show. It has been a fantastic show and fun to watch with you and try and guess what the hell and where it's going every week.
I know.
So you've got some very good ideas.
I make a lot of guesses and a lot of theories, and I try to not bombard Neil with my theories.
It's okay though. I like it. Righteous Gemstone.
Yes.
Season 2 started into that. That's been a really fun show as well, for sure.
The best.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great one. And then that's about it as far as media goes that I've been doing. I mean, as far as anything worth reporting, the rest has been whatever. But I did want to reflect real quick back on something we spoke about a few months ago, and that was the house, the Nightmare on Elm Street house. You guys remember we talked about how it was?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, we were outbid. We were outbid by a little bit. Unfortunately, the sellers ended up going with $2.98 million.
What?
So we were only off by about $2.97999 million. But that close. I mean, that close.
What matters is that we tried.
We tried.
It's true.
But I think we're gonna end up getting that house because we're just gonna harass the people that outbid us and just be out there picketing with our little signs on their front lawn.
I just really wanted to do that whole what's the frat boy thing, the thing from the house.
Yeah.
From YouTubing from our Nightmare on Elm Street house.
I love how you call it the frat boy thing.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to do anything that frat boys do. Just saying. We got a couple more people. Vanilla Ken is here, and Enoch.
Hi, friends.
My brother.
Hello, Vanilla. Hello, Enoch.
Neil is sick,
welcome.
So we're at home. We're gonna talk about Deliverance. Now you're all caught up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Real quick, we take a moment. We should probably just say our respects, I guess, for whom we have lost the past couple weeks. We forgot to mention Betty White on New Year's.
We were too upset to talk about Betty White's passing.
We're just back ready for it.
Anybody who may have forgotten, I am a Golden Girls super fan. I've seen every episode a bajillion times. It's a complete comfort show. I'll watch it a bajillion times more. Obsessed. It was sad, tuning in and watching some episodes. We're like, oh my gosh, this is the first one since all of the girls have passed. The first time watching
That's
it.
sad.
Betty White was total fucking badass. And one thing, like we've talked about, a lot of people have talked about, you know, there's a lot of times where you say like, oh, well, they were from that era, they were from a different time, and like she was never a racist, homophobic piece of garbage. So it's just kind of challenges a lot of that narrative, and she stayed so like current and so with things. Her so funny, so funny. I'm very sad.
Yeah.
She is my personal favorite Golden Girl as well. Rose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I dressed up as her for Halloween.
We did, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, really?
My friends and I were the Golden Girls, and my nephew, who was 1 at the time, was Sophia, because he was the shortest. And he had a little wig and a little cardigan and a little purse. He loved the purse. Loved the purse. We kept calling him Ma.
Excellent.
That's cute.
And then, of course, also Sidney Poitier and Bob Saget as well.
Right.
We lost, so Sidney Poitier for sure. Another huge loss for us.
Yeah. Amazing. If you're a film person, if you like movies, there's pretty much every movie Sidney Poitier did was great.
Yeah.
But,
you know, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is definitely
favorite.
My favorite. Yeah.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Lilies of the Field. I liked that movie when I was a kid. But I like all of his movies. I mean, Heat of the Night, come on.
Right.
Even To Serve with Love.
Yeah.
Which I love, except for the song, which is by Lulu. But he's not responsible for Lulu's actions.
I mean, you know.
No.
Sneakers, you know, I know a favorite of Neil's.
And Scott's.
You know, and Scott's now, yeah. I always remember him from a movie that nobody probably ever heard of called Little Nikita with River Phoenix.
No, I never saw that.
The first time he worked with River Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because they were in Sneakers together too.
Right.
But anyway, that's just one of those weird childhood things.
He was amazing. He was a real movie star and a class act, and never portrayed caricatures or stereotypes. And some, you know, he's reportedly saying sometimes he was the only Black person on an entire set. Insanity. Yeah, that's like a lot to carry on your shoulders, and he just did it very gracefully. Yeah,
he definitely, you know, opened quite a few doors for persons of color coming after him in the industry, for sure. Amazing.
Agreed. All right. Well, that's right. So we all know Bob.
I love Bob Saget. That seems to be universal, man. People loved him.
There's no question. He was in a lot of people's homes because of those two shows. So no question at all. And if you haven't seen The Aristocrats, so go see the joke, the old famous joke. I definitely recommend checking that out. A lot
of people first learned about his stand-up and how it's very not Full House.
Right.
Yep. Shocked the heck out of him for sure. So, hey, speaking of shocking the heck out of people, real quick, we have this week, and what the hell?
What?
This week, and what the hell?
What the hell? What the hell is that,
Neil?
What
the hell?
What's happening?
Okay, so Sandra, Scott, and Caleb, I'm sure you guys already know about this because you're so in touch with what's going on in the world.
We are.
But you know me, I'm just sitting back in the corner crying all the time, so I don't necessarily see everything that's happening. But
that's a lot.
Okay, let me let me read this first little bit here, okay, and then I'll get into it more. But so a reality star who says that she made $200,000 from selling her farts in mason jars is pivoting to sell them as NFTs. Okay, so Stephanie Motto said she made $200,000 by selling her farts in mason jars. After a hospital visit, doctors told her that the excessive windbreaking was taking toll on her body. She has since pivoted to selling the fart jars as NFTs. they sell for 0.05 Ethereum. So I don't understand half of that paragraph, and then I can't believe the other.
That's a cryptocurrency.
So,
you gotta be careful with that cryptocurrency. It's not good for the environment. I'm not a big fan of the crypto for that reason.
Okay, that's good to know. But have you guys heard of this story?
Yes, I had.
I'm sure. Okay.
I'm also not sure it works, but I don't want to know firsthand. I don't know that it works.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean just the physics behind putting a fart in a jar?
Want that? That's the crazy fucking thing. But
well, Caleb, I can tell you that a customer of hers who asked to only be referred to as John, go figure, told Insider why the product was so appealing to him. The 43-year-old financier,
sure,
who said he spent.
Sure.
Yep. He said he spent $1,000 on 2 fart jars, explaining that it helped him feel a sense of closeness to Motto. So
yeah, that's a little little creepy.
That's a lot creepy.
It is. It's I mean it's something, but it's just hysterical that she got so many orders over the holiday season that she had to start changing her diet to 3 large servings of protein shakes and several bowls of black bean soup to help meet demand.
Oh God, that could not have been good for her. I see why she ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, pretty much. She had a bunch of chest pains because of gas built up, and they basically said you can't do that anymore because you're going to kill yourself from trying to fart.
Oh my God, it's not worth it, people.
Anyway.
But I know she's... that leans very heavily into the category of influencer, and influencers are always doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, she works hard for the money.
She put her life on the line.
She farts hard for the money. But
she put her life on the line.
I don't know. I just, when I saw the story flash across the screen, I was just like, what? Yeah. How is this really happening? How has our world become to? And what the hell? It's Ethereum? What was it called? Yeah. What the? I don't know.
This is why
things I don't understand.
Why the aliens are just eager to colonize our planet.
Anyway.
Is that all?
That's all. That's it. I give it to you. Oh no, wait. There is no new subscribers.
Oh.
Or at least none that will recognize publicly who they are. So, yeah. It's probably that guy who buys the fart jars.
I was just going to say, it's probably John.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, Sandra, take it away.
Well, shoot. I mean, I guess it's time to talk Deliverance, yeah?
All right.
Heck yeah.
We're doing it. Let me just pull up my notes here real quick. I've got notes over like 3 different devices today.
That's fancy.
Okay. Hold on. Forgive me. Okay. 1972's Deliverance. Directed by John Boorman. The screenplay was by the same guy that wrote the book, James Dickey. More on that later. So these 4 city-dwelling friends, of course, Jon Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty, and Ronny Cox, decide to get away from their jobs and their wives and their kids and their everyday doldrums and go live like real men out in the wilderness for a weekend canoe trip. Turns out they don't really have an idea of the route this river is going to take. And it leads to some unexpected places, including one of the most talked about scenes, mocked scenes, quoted scenes in like cinematic history where someone gets assaulted, and some really edge of your seat river canoeing.
Yeah.
Yes. Some great stunt work.
Really great stunt work. I don't know. It made me want to hop in a canoe.
I'd do it, but I'd have a plan first. I'd at least know where I'm going and what to expect, and not this like, fuck it, I'll do it live attitude.
And like they're not canoers per se, these guys, right. So that's also a choice to just kind of wing it on your first go. And this is, of course, 1972, so nobody has like a helmet. They did have life jackets, though.
That's true, and they were,
Are
pretty.
You guys Burt Reynolds fans?
I wouldn't say that I am. I mean, okay. Well, in this, let me just say, like, thank God he grew the mustache back. I did not like that look.
Yeah, he's clean shaven, really.
I've honestly never watched any of the Smokey and the Bandits movies.
Me neither.
So, but the thing that I probably like him the most for is Boogie Nights, truth be told.
Same. I don't have a lot of his canon that I have seen. So it's kind of funny because I just weirdly neutral on Mr. Reynolds. Yeah. Wasn't he on Evening Shades? Was he on that TV show Evening Shades?
I don't know.
Someone backed me.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. Michael B is, I think, a pretty big Burt Reynolds fan, so Michael probably would know.
Michael, do you have a copy of the Playgirl, the infamous Playgirl?
This says yes, he was in Evening Shade. A TV show that started in 1990.
Yes, I have vague memories of watching some syndicated episodes of Evening Shade, and I was like, my whole life, I'm like, that was Burt Reynolds, but I didn't have any cred to back that up. But
that's good. You did good. Good memory.
But yeah, I'm just gonna.
Okay, we're gonna change headphones. Now we're not gonna hear her for a while. That's okay though. So, no, we cannot. But that's okay, because what I'm gonna say is that.
How about now?
We got you.
Hey, hey.
So, Deliverance is a movie that actually I find quite scary.
Yeah.
Because if there's anything I'm afraid of, and Caleb will back me up on this, I've said this before, is the South.
Wow, that's a hot take. We have people in the South.
We do have people in the South. I understand, and I am certainly. I'm going to be honest and say I have not been to the South a lot. So a lot of stuff I know about it comes from the media and things that you see and all that kind of fun stuff.
The media has made you afraid of the South.
Yeah. And well, partially there's also like news stories, and there's, some things in the past that we know that have happened in the South. There's
I can think of a big one.
I'm just saying. So my views are like, it's and then when you get into like the woods and those areas, to me it's very scary, and I would not want to be in those woods. I would not want to be caught where I'm not supposed to be in the South, I guess. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not at all being disrespectful. I'm saying it is all based on visions of the past plus whatever, again, media influences. That being said, I have been to Mississippi, and I have been to like Florida. Granted, it's southern Florida, not like the Panhandle.
Florida man.
Right, hangs out. But I did drive into Mississippi from Tennessee, and I did see some things that are like what you see in Deliverance. Shit. And so I feel like, I feel like there is some truth probably to some of those stereotypes, but certainly not the entire South, obviously. But anyway, so go ahead, give me the ass. I'll take the ass. I'm just saying this is something that terrifies me and scares me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say I don't want to be anywhere where I get caught where I'm not supposed to be. So
fair.
south or otherwise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I am not afraid of the South.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with Louisiana. I'm not afraid of the South. I got family in the South.
Yeah. I've been to the very touristy places in the South. I've been to New Orleans. I've been to Orlando.
I don't know. Does Florida count as the South? So, that's where my Golden Girls are from.
The Panhandle, yes.
Okay. All right. So, I don't really have
I will say that
an opinion one way or the other.
I will say, and I think I even put this in my notes, as far as I can recollect, this is probably the movie that started that whole like kind of Southern backwoods hillbillies gonna get ya thing. Like, it's, because we've seen it replicated in other kind of horror movies since then.
Yes, it definitely became a trope.
Because this is obviously, this predates Texas Chainsaw, which is very interesting. I would say that in the book, there's a lot more, like, it's not so scary. Like, the South isn't kind of put like that. It's really interesting because whenever you have the writer of the book that adapts the screenplay, it's kind of like, okay, well, like, this is like their vision, I guess. I mean, granted, 1972, I don't know how much control he really had, or if there was producers that, didn't let him have things or whatever. Needless to say, I like the book more than the movie, which is not a shock. But because, it's usually the case. But I feel like the movie actually does a bit of a disservice to the book.
Okay.
Personal opinion. We'll open that up as we go.
I mean, you have a person born in English adapting a Southern writer's work, and the two of them, Jesus, what's his John Boorman and the writer
James
of the book and also
Dickey.
the screenplay. They actually got into an altercation on set.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. And Dickey's a big guy, and apparently he broke Boorman's nose and busted some of his teeth too.
That is the tea. That is the tea.
But apparently they kind of made up after, and he eventually put him in the movie. He plays the sheriff at the end.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah.
So, and if you see him, he's a big guy.
Yeah. He's gonna get you. He's gonna pop your nose.
Right.
If he feels like it.
And apparently he drank a lot too. Oh. And when he was inebriated, wasn't super pleasant to be around.
Jesus. Well, so many people are so pleasant to be around when they're drunk. So yeah, as we kind of talk about it, I'll kind of share some opinions on not necessarily book versus movie, but kind of book versus movie.
Okay.
I think that the casting of Burt Reynolds was a really good choice. I mean, I think in general the casting's pretty solid in all of this. I'm not the biggest Jon Voight fan, but I get that he's supposed to kind of represent this everyman figure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in the book, the character that Burt plays, what's his goddamn name?
Lewis.
In the book, Lewis is so much more over the top. In general, I'm gonna say that I think the movie pulled its punches, where the book was a lot more like bam in your face. So Lewis in the book, he's kind of this guy that we all know, where they're like, he's picking up these new hobbies and he's like, oh no, this is the best thing. This is the best activity. You're going to love this. We're all going to get into this. Let's all like invest a lot of money. Let's all do this big thing. Like, they kind of try to sweep you up in things. And then he's also like, he's always got a theory, and he's always got like a lesson, and he's always got like something to tell you. And he has this charisma to him, probably because of so much confidence and bravado. He's a bodybuilder. He's a total doomsday prepper too in the book. But he's kind of an asshole, like in the movie too. But it's like these, these men are just like drawn to him because they want something about his masculine energy, I guess.
Interesting.
And I think that they
mean, if the movie was pulling punches, like, holy shit, I really want to read this book now, because I really did not like him.
Oh no, you're definitely not supposed to like him. Like, I don't think you're supposed to like him, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like they could have gone a lot further with that, with how much pull and sway and charisma he had over people. I don't think they went quite hard enough. And like that whole thing with like a lot of lines are actually verbatim from the book. Like he drives like a maniac, and he's, he's saying stuff to these Southerners in the town. I mean, they're Southerners too, these guys, where it's kind of like, you're being kind of rude. Like, you kind of step off a little bit. We're in their backyard. Yeah, I think that they could have gone a lot harder on Lewis. It's very important. It actually is a huge dynamic in the story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't like
crazy.
him because you can't tell him anything. He never listens to anything.
He knows everything.
Whether it's, slow down or
for instance.
He just belittles everyone. He's condescending. He manipulates, all the situations.
Yeah.
He's just that type of person that you don't like.
I will say he in the book, he didn't want to have Bobby's character with him because he didn't think Bobby was like fast or good enough at canoeing, when they all kind of are not good at canoeing. But he doesn't call him fatty. And I was like, really? Like, didn't love that. Didn't love that for Ned Beatty. Didn't love that for him in this film.
So the four men.
Yes.
You guys would agree that basically Jon Voight's character Ed and Lewis, they're the friends, and then Bobby and Drew, or Ned Beatty and Ronny Cox, are friends of Jon Voight.
That's how they do it in the film, not in the book.
Okay.
But in the film.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm talking about the film. Yes, I had not read the book. Surprise!
Oh, I'm just adding commentary of differences along the way.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha. So, but I get the feeling, I guess, maybe in the book might clarify, that it seems like Burt Reynolds and Jon Voight are fairly old friends.
They're besties.
Probably go back a long way, but yet Burt Reynolds doesn't particularly like either Jon Voight's life choices, or more possibly is a little jealous of his life, being married, having a child, that kind of thing. Kind of the vibes I get.
I don't think he's jealous. I think he pities Jon Voight.
Yeah, it's I totally I'm picking up on what you're saying, Neil, that like there's like sometimes when people are so overly critical like that, you're like, are you jealous? Like, what the fuck is your problem? Again, I'm sorry. Take a drink every time I say in the book. Like I said, I'm spicing this up here. In the book, Lewis is married. Lewis has kids. But his whole thing, like with the doomsday prepper thing, is he's got like a bunker. Like he's got the whole thing, because he's, as he says in the movie, society's going to fail. Machines are going to fail. So like he kind of thinks of himself as this like super alpha. So I think in his opinion, unless you're kind of like trying to be a super alpha like he is, he does judge. He's kind of judging them.
Okay. Well, I can see, I don't know. I can see Lewis being the kind of that guy that just like, I don't know, he's just he's like that that old. He's the player. He's the always the one with the girlfriends and whatever. But ultimately, he just wants to be with someone and feel loved, kind of thing. That's my impression of him.
Yeah.
But
No, he's
in the
he's
movie,
a complicated character, and I do like complicated characters and things. Oh, also, like, allow me to say too, there's a lot that I enjoy about the book, and I do find it to be an enjoying read. It's racist and sexist as hell, like, not like crazy over the top, but enough that you're like, oh, because it's a lot about like this masculine call, like this masculine like call to action, and it's
okay.
That's like what Lewis represents, right? He's like the I'm the man now, dog, as Sean Connery would say. And what kind of like, not to jump too far ahead, but then he gets injured, and then Ed has to step up and be the hero and be the leader and be this, ultra male. And it's that's not his thing. Like, he's kind of developed a little bit of a sense of ennui with life. Like, he's an ad man, like, for a company that he owns. And like, it's very interesting to learn about how they made magazine advertisements. They talk about that in the book, because it was different. They didn't have computers in every room. I digress. And so then he has to kind of take the torch and save the day. And I don't think Jon Voight does a super good job of it, if I'm being honest. Because like
I don't think he does either.
Yeah, in the book, Ed becomes basically like, he kind of snaps in a weird, in this way, and he's kind of like, listen to me, god damn it, listen to me. Like, he's grabbing them and shaking them, and like, he concocts all the plans and all these elaborate things that they're gonna do, and the story to tell the cops and all of that. Like, once Lewis becomes injured, he like comes like, I don't know, roaring into life as this masculine overlord, and it makes a really,
so he doesn't have to like rise to the occasion like he does in the movie.
He does,
he's just kind of,
but he's like, so much of the book is not even dialogue. A lot of it is Ed's inner monologue for the book. So I don't know, it's just kind of like him grappling with like these situations he finds himself in, and then this need to kind of like save the day, but he finds within himself this like confidence. The book is intense. That's the best way I can put it. The book is like intense, cranked to 11, and I feel like the movie wants to be intense. Maybe it was intense for 1972.
I think that's probably the case.
And it's hard
watching it for the very first time.
This first time?
This is my very first time. I'd never seen it before. Knew all the stuff. Knew all about the dueling banjos. Knew all about the squeal like a pig, but which we haven't gotten to yet. I knew all of that stuff, but I would not say that I like this movie. I would not. I recognize that there are some things in it that have definitely influenced film, specifically horror film. But I don't know that I would ever watch this movie again, to be honest with you.
I kind of said the same thing to producer Scott. I was like, I've seen it once. I do want, excuse me, we're going to watch it for the show. I don't know that I'll ever watch Deliverance again after this review. So you might as well watch it now with me, or you'll be watching it alone sometime. I have to say, too, the movie starts out on a weird note with the construction, and we're just like watching like earth movers stuff,
right?
And like you've both had small children, and I babysat a lot. And if you ever had a kid that was super into like construction things, I felt like I was watching one of those kids' videos where it's like, oh, here comes the backhoe. Oh, here's the tractor. And then you just have Burt Reynolds monologue over it.
Yeah, giving this voiceover about what they're doing and what why they have to go do this now.
Yeah.
And, how they're going to dam up the river, and it's very odd. It's an interesting choice.
It's a bizarre choice. It's very bizarre.
Well, if I'll cut in for a second and just say, I think I'm a little bit different than you guys, because I actually like this film. I don't know that I have to watch it a bunch of times over and over, but I probably have seen it 3 or 4 times, perhaps. I find it to be fairly intense in certain scenes, even though you know what's coming. Watching it this time, I got more of a. I was like, wow, Burt Reynolds is like an eco warrior, man. He's just like all upset that they're going to flood this mighty river and turn it into just a big stagnant lake. And I mean, it's like, I don't know. To me, they're opening the film by telling you what's going to happen just during the opening credits. Yeah. Basically, it's like, here's the monologue, right. Here's what's going on. So we can actually get to the action kind of thing. But, I didn't have a problem with it, quite honestly, with the way it opens.
Well, one thing we didn't say is that John Boorman also directed Zardoz. So
that's right.
Maybe you can Zardoz us.
Oh my God.
I don't think
so.
I don't know that you guys are capable of Zardozing.
We're too strong of will.
You guys are like, you're too resolute. It's just like, no. But I do just that dueling banjo scene. Oh. I mean, I think it's incredible. I think it is an incredible scene.
Yes.
And I mean,
yes.
I just love how it unfolds. I love Ronny Cox and how excited he is to have this this kid to play with, and the boy himself. I don't know, that the scene is just so interesting and eerie kind of at the same time. I don't know. I think it's a great scene.
I actually have that in my notes too. It's definitely my favorite part of the movie. I said it worms its way into my heart. I love that song. I think it's great. I love the whole way it unfolds. I think it's brilliant. Speaking of that kid too, when he's standing there on the bridge, that's another iconic thing that we would see again in other movies, kind of that like, don't go down that road.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, it introduces so many things that become tropes later on. Like, the locals are all saying like, why do you want to go down there?
Don't go down there. Yeah.
Like, yeah, and that's the whole thing.
There's literally the man at the gas station saying,
right,
no.
Listen to the old guy in the gas station that says, don't go.
When Sandra and I were watching it and the dueling banjos came on, after it was over, I looked over at Sandra and I said, cue credits, movie's over.
He's like, that was a good movie. I liked it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like sad that you get that so early on that it doesn't come, And again, this is the first time I've seen that movie. Now, I've seen clips of that scene before, but I had no idea that it takes place like
so early.
10 minutes in, 5 minutes in, whatever it is.
That and
no idea.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it, but the assault too. That happens really early on. I guess if you didn't know, content warning, sexual assault in this film. I think everybody knows that because it's become so talked about. But one note on the Burt Reynolds thing. So I would say he's outdoorsy. I would not say he's an eco warrior. Big difference. And that's something I love about the book, is because I love stories of survival, like survival, especially out in nature. And this has, that's a whole thing in this book is, man against self and man against nature. And, and that's part of what really appeals to me about the book. And I do understand too, with so much of the story being inner monologue and his thoughts, that's going to be really hard to translate to film. And it would take a very, very talented screenwriter and director to, translate that.
Yeah. Well, that's what the two of them fought about, though, was that, Boorman had changed his story.
Right.
And so it led to
fisticuffs. I was going to say fisticuffs. Yeah, so Deliverance is a musical.
Yes, hardcore.
Okay. I mean, let's just get it out there.
The men get on the river.
Men get on the river. Men get off the river.
Wait. Before they do that, he fills up his gas tank, and it's $4.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is like not even how much a gallon costs where we live.
I know. I need those gas prices.
We need that back. Also, like the whole thing that they're just gonna have some guys drive their cars to another town, and I mean, okay, I wouldn't just give my keys to anybody.
And he's not nice to them about it, and you're gonna trust him
with your
car
exactly.
and your keys? Like, are you kidding me?
That's the type of asshole Lewis is that he's just like,
yeah,
let me fine. So they get on the river and they start to face some rapids, but it's not like it's bad. Like they think they're gonna tip over a few times, but it's still like it's exhilarating enough that they're like, oh, we got this. And they're like excited to keep going. Little do they know what is to come. They get on the river. Their little parties get separated. Ed and Bobby, they're in a canoe. They get out into the woods. They run afoul of some locals, some local color.
Yeah.
That scene, that is hard to watch. That is so uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's brutal. The squeal like pig lines, a lot of that dialogue is not in the book. I think it is a really bizarre choice that they added it because I don't think they needed it. Personally, I think they were trying to make it more shocking or something. I'm not sure why they added it because the guys do say a couple of lines of abuse to them, but what makes it really scary to me is they actually don't talk that much. Like, and that's way
in the book, you mean?
Yeah, and that's way scarier.
Okay.
But that scene pretty much plays out like that without all the dialogue.
Okay. So that line, bunch of different stories. Ned Beatty says that he came up with it. Other people say someone else did, but they were filming two versions, one for theatrical release and then one for when eventually it was licensed to television.
Really?
And the much more explicit line was cut because John Boorman felt that the squeal like a piggy was just a lot more creepy. And that's, obviously the line that they were going to use for television, but it, kind of became the line of that entire, that movie, that the movie is known for now.
Yeah. Super gross. Super gross.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, it's still fucked up. But.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a horrifying scene. I think it's meant to be. Yeah. So I don't know. It's hard. I don't know to say they add something that's not needed, but yet, I don't know. It's not.
It's already going to be horrifying.
When you're.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when you're already in there and as graphic as it is, and how long it goes on for, and. Just the abuse that Ned Beatty goes through. I mean, whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's
you don't need anything.
You're not going to win no matter what.
Yeah. There's no winning, and I do think it's important to the story, that this happens because then it sets up one of the other big arcing themes, which is this huge moral dilemma. which I love. God, I love moral dilemmas in books and movies and TV shows. I love it. I love it so much. They don't feel like they can get a fair trial if they go to the police. Well, most of them feel that way. One of us, Drew, is willing to take the chances.
Well, I'm sorry, I kind of died laughing when they said, like, does anyone know the law? And Drew is like, I was on a jury once.
Yeah. It's like my extent. Yeah. So no.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, they didn't have procedural, dramas at that point.
Yeah, they didn't.
So there was
no law and order. They didn't know how law and order works.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like they didn't know. But so they don't think they can get a fair trial because they think we're gonna have to come back here, and this is, all of these people are related and inbred, and they're gonna be on our jury.
Yeah.
And Lewis is really the one kind of spearheading. It's like Lewis v. Drew of what we should do with the body. And that scene too, I actually think it's a really well filmed scene. I love that the body is there in the shot, and it's grotesque
the whole time. Yeah,
it's grotesque because that's kind of a thing in the book as well. Is like, it's not like TV, where it's like, oh, it's the body and it's fine. It's like, it's gross. It's like, it's visceral and it's right there and it's in your face. And they did the right thing. Justifiable homicide, killing that asshole. But, now what do you do with a whole dead person? And it's
but the body is also like leaned up against like a branch. It's in a very awkward position.
Yes.
And it's obviously the actor, it's not like a prop or anything. So
yeah.
I'm just kind of watching that going like, this is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't want it to be amazing, but it kind of is,
Yeah. It's a really well shot scene.
That this actor just sat there and did that for that long, probably take after take.
It definitely makes the whole scene feel a lot more urgent, because it's like, we have to deal with this, because it's not going to just get up and walk away.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. What I liked is when they finally do make a decision to bury the body, that burying scene is, I don't know, there was just something about it that like made me feel something, because there's no music.
Yes.
I think Drew is like digging like super frantically because he wants to do what he's kind of been taught, which is go to the law and
do the right thing.
He doesn't want to do this thing. I mean, but that scene was just so powerful.
Yeah, I think that was a smart way to do that. In the book, they have a shovel. But it certainly makes for...
And that's the other thing. By hand, it just makes it more, just digging in there with their fingernails.
Yeah, it's visceral. Producer Scott did laugh. He's like, so they've dug a 3-foot hole. It does look a bit...
Well, that was the other thing. It's like
shallow.
That body is definitely not staying there.
No.
An animal will have it out by the end of the night.
Gotta have it out in 15 minutes.
or just later that day.
Yeah.
But you just need it to be sitting there long enough until they flood it. That was the whole point. Just hide it until the place gets flooded. So
yeah, it wasn't staying in that hole.
Yeah. I do agree. I think we could have gone just a tad deeper with the digging.
Well, remember, it's not easy to dig a hole. All the movies that show you holes being dug like that easily, it's not easy. Are you with your hands? So 3 feet is a lot with your hands.
Oh my God, we should myth bust that. Like, we're gonna do a whole myth bust episode where we do the salad dressing, and we'll see how long it takes us to dig a hole with our hands.
I mean, it depends where you're digging, but
That's
in
true.
my backyard, my soil is so rot with roots and everything, you can get maybe an inch and you're done.
No, that soil in the movie was pretty moist because there was
pretty
moist. Yeah. Anyway, that burying the body scene kind of did something to me.
It was good.
No, it was a good scene.
Yeah.
It was. You're right.
That whole chunk of the movie right there is really good. Well, they eventually get back on the water, And that's when shit really, again, takes a turn because they hit some rapids. I have in my notes chaotic banjo music. Like, there's like this really chaotic banjo riff when they go over. And
first Drew goes over, right?
Yeah. Well, he like falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I got confused because I wasn't really sure what was going on.
I don't think they did a super good job of illustrating what they were trying to show there. In the book, take your train. They, for a long time, can't, like, they don't know if he was shot or if he was hit by a rock or what happened. So it's kind of like, then they're going to be pursuing this guy, and it's like, wait, did he actually like do it though? And then they actually, when they find Drew's body, they like look at the wound, and it's still hard to tell if it was a bullet or a rock or what. Yeah.
Well, when they find him, then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Lewis is convinced it's a bullet.
Well, he's yelling it before they even find the body,
Yeah.
He was shot.
I mean, the guy,
him,
the guy is up there, so it probably was a bullet, is what I think.
Okay.
But
I mean, he could have just fainted also, like the adrenaline from
had
that burying scene.
Yeah,
down,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not, and he's already acting very
manic.
Yeah.
He's panicked, yeah.
Jon Voight's telling him to put his life jacket on. Put your life jacket on. Drew, put your life jacket on. And he just kind of like turns around and looks back at him, and then and it's kind of like he just kind of looks up and just sort of goes over.
Or did he decide to jump over? There's some ambiguity, but I just don't think they super well illustrated that. I don't know. They kind of left it a little more muddier in the movie than I would have liked.
Yeah, no, it was definitely ambiguous. Like, I don't know. I took it to be that he just, I think he fainted essentially because, like you said, when they found the body, there was nothing on him that looked like a bullet hole. There was one thing they said. I think that was a rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Or he hit a rock.
That could be a rock. By the way, when they find him and his arms all like tweaked up like
that, the contorted body.
That's actually him. He's double jointed.
Damn, he looks awful in that scene. Yeah. He's green.
And he suggested it too. Like, he's all, hey, look what I can do.
It's so effective.
So they used it. It was kind of cool. Again, like, no props, no dummies, no, like, just
I love
the actors doing what they do.
Yeah, I love the way the body looks. It's horrific. It's grotesque.
It is.
I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, this dude who was about to sexually assault you is up there with a gun. Let's go get him. Like, I don't care if it was a rock. I don't care if Drew had a stroke. We gotta stop this motherfucker, right? I mean, we gotta get him. He can't just like go free. No, it's not okay. No, we need backwoods justice.
Vengeance will be Sandra's.
Yeah, no. We all love vengeance in this house. As I always say, we're Old Testament bitches at the Cult Show.
That's right.
So
I'll put a goddamn plague on your house.
So that happens with Lewis. He busts his leg. Oh, Lewis, you're not all that.
Okay. The leg. Was there not a lot of meat hanging off of that wound to have it be a compound fracture? It was like chicken skin, like hanging off.
It was a whole rotisserie chicken.
That was a lamb bone.
Yeah. Lamb bone. Okay.
I'm going with rotisserie chicken.
But it had like meat. There was like
there was some lamb meat hanging off the.
The other was.
That's gross. I mean, it looked gross, which was effective too. Well, you just pivoted.
Hey, gory pits. Hey, gory pits. Gory pit. Just joined us.
Hi, bits. So a part of the book I really like is that when Lewis is hurt and he passes the torch to Ed, and Ed's got to formulate the plan. He spends like half the night climbing the rock face, and it's incredibly intense in the book. It's incredibly intense, and he's thinking about his family, and he's thinking about life, and he's thinking about all these big questions. Again, you're not going to be able to necessarily translate that well, but it's really effective. Right. And then he spends the rest of the night in a fucking tree waiting for the guy. And again, thinking, ruminating over life and all of this. And it's great stuff in the book. It's great stuff in the book. In the movie, it's kind of like he just kind of scuttles up like a lizard.
No, but even I was like, all night? Wow. Okay.
It's hugely tall.
I did get that this was taking a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I guess my question was like, did Lewis and Bobby just like stay in that water all night? Because that's probably not very good for them.
Well, they're like on the shore. There's like a tiny little shelf of shore in the book. In this, I think that they're basically just moist
in the water, because
when
he comes back down again, they're still there. Yeah.
It's really funny. It just like in the book, he tells them like, wait until this point of the morning or whatever before you like leave me, but if you don't see me, then he got me, type of thing. And Bobby doesn't wait for him like he's supposed to, and he starts to take off, and Ed has to pursue them, and he's like, hey Bobby, the fuck? Like, you were just going? And Bobby's like, oh my god, I had a terrible night with Lewis, kind of like he does in the movie. But it's like, I don't know, Bobby. I think Ed had a worse night tonight. You did have a really bad day, though. So fair,
okay.
Yeah. Turnabout's fair play.
Right. So Ed gets up there. Yeah, Ed. He gets someone.
He gets the guy. That's the guy, because the guy put in his little bridge piece, but that's why.
So again, I was very unclear on whether it was or wasn't.
Fair enough.
I honestly had no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this movie is like really taking a turn. It is not at all what I thought it was.
Right. Yeah. When he's up there waiting too, it's very intense, because by the time he gets to the top, he has 2 arrows left, and one of them is broken.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's the one he ends up falling on and impaling himself with. But it makes the scene in the novel even more intense, because it's like, oh my god, he's only gonna get like one shot at this. Like, you can't fuck it up. And he is a bowman, like he's an experienced archer. But that scene, with the deer, that's in the book too, because I'm not a hunter. Obviously, I'm a vegetarian. I don't endorse hunting, but that is, I know that's like a whole thing with archery and with bow hunting, is your breath and your control. And there's like that psychological thing that happens to you if you like lose focus, and they talk about that in the movie. So that's a good callback, that Ed has to do this thing that he chokes on.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you only get one. Right. He's only got one arrow, and the guy has.
You only get one shot.
And that guy has a gun.
Do not miss your chance to
blow. Yeah, and that guy has a firearm. It also.
But Ed comes through. Ed comes through in the end.
He does, and again, one of the intense things I love in the story is it takes a long time for the guy to die. And so Ed's kind of left with that.
All right. And he knows he can't leave him.
Got to see this through.
I forgot, before Ed climbs the mountain, when Lewis grabs him and says, now you get to play the game. That was a nice little passing of the torch moment.
I could have done without that line and the delivery. There's also in the scenes where they're going down the river when they've capsized, those are really great and intense in the book because it takes a long time. It's like, and then for them it feels like an eternity of just trying to lift their heads and to not get more injured as they're free falling down a river. There's the part, I think this is when the crooked sticking to the bow is still hanging. Oh, this is like, okay, I'm just gonna everybody, just a little reading moment for you, a little passage. I love this. So this is after Ed is hurt.
You have to say from the book, so we can take a drink. Okay.
From the book. I put my head down and was gone. Where? I went comfortably into the distance, and I had a dim image in my head of myself turning around, disappearing into the mist, waving goodbye. Nothing. It's like that good. It's chilling. I love that. Deliverance movie, I wanted you to be like that. I wanted you to be like that.
I'm sorry it wasn't everything you wanted it to be.
I was just reliving in high school when I was like, wait a minute, this isn't, and it hasn't changed in all these years when I wanted it to change. It didn't change. Also, yeah.
So, hey, why did they decide to sink Drew instead of just letting him, either taking him back and saying we had an accident?
Because they're not sure if they're not sure if it's a gunshot, and if it is a gunshot, that's too many questions.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, they don't. I don't know. It's almost, to me, it's like, I don't know. It's just so much worse, like hiding it and trying to, don't go upriver. We're going to say it happened here because they want them to look upriver any further.
Well, that's what they're afraid is. There'll be an examination, an autopsy, and they'll be like, "Oh, this man was shot. Why was he shot? Who had a gun?" Like,
we don't know. There's people up in the hills,
and then that's going to open up the whole thing. That's gonna especially because they know everybody in this area knows each other.
But Sandra, the hills have eyes. There's people up in the hills.
There's the hills have eyes. Pluto and all those guys are up there.
Yeah, Pluto's there shooting. Yeah, exactly.
That they do it to cover, because just to avoid, anybody. And it's actually turns out that was the right thing to do because there are people missing. As it turns out, the deputy's sister, his in-law,
brother-in-law,
and his brunkle,
yeah,
and in the movie too.
But see that again, that's what made me wonder: was that one of the rapists, or what? Or was it?
It definitely was.
Yeah. It definitely was.
I think I recognized him right away. I thought it was, there he is. He got
because there's a moment where he thinks he didn't because the teeth are wrong, but he pops down that bridge and it's him. So so at least he can kind of rest assured that at least he got the right guy. He killed somebody, but he got the right guy. In the book, the deputies, they're like, that one deputy especially is like, he just has that. He has his eyes on them. He's like, no, you guys did something. I don't trust you. And the sheriff is actually doesn't really think they did anything. And he thinks that the deputy's being paranoid and the deputy won't let it go. And that's another thing I like is when it kind of turns into this almost like crime procedural, which is a really cool element. I don't think anybody sees coming in the book or the movie that it comes to this.
Yeah.
And of course,
there's this whole third act that I was not expecting at all.
Yeah.
And first of all, you get rid of your star, Burt Reynolds. He's just basically gone from the picture.
Yeah.
And then it, like you said, it just becomes this. It's a totally different movie.
Yeah.
Almost.
And it's it should raise the stakes intensity wise because now they've got to keep their story straight. In the book, Ed is he drills the story because remember now he's badass dude.
He's the guy now.
Yeah. And he makes them, Lewis and Bobby, recite the story front to back, upwards, downwards, every possible way. He's like, listen, goddamn you, we can't fuck this up. There's no waffling or like how Bobby messes. It's like, no, like he drilled it into these guys. Also, like, I thought it was kind of funny that in the movie they were like, yeah, he's probably going to lose that leg about Lewis. I think they did that because the magnificent Burt Reynolds could not be sidelined by a fracture. Because in the book, it's really funny. They're like, Lewis, he's fine. Like, he's in a lot of pain, but he's going to be able to drive himself out of there. It was just a really weird choice that they're like, no, how could Burt Reynolds not be the hero anymore? He's going to lose the leg.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. Shit, you guys are just being mean to this movie.
No, I'm not. I'm not being mean to it. I just think it was an interesting choice that they had to make it. Now the leg must be amputated.
Make it worse to
save face for Burt Reynolds.
No, but see, that's funny that you say that, because I thought I had read in the book he does lose the leg.
No, it's broken.
No? Okay.
Yeah, no, literally they leave his car there. They're like, he's like, I'll be leaving this hospital in a few days. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Until Bobby says, Ed, I don't think I'm going to see you for a while.
Yeah. Right. And they don't either. They drift apart.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He and Lewis
as one would in that situation.
He and Lewis stay besties, though.
Caleb, you would leave me if that happened? You would just like go away and say no, never mind?
No, in their situation, not our situation.
Okay.
Oh, Neil, I will always help you carry the body and come back bury the body and come back for more.
Thank you. Okay. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
That's all I want. I just want someone to bury the bodies with me. That's all I need.
I'm gonna help you eat the body.
No, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. So, all right.
Producer Scott wants everybody to know, and this is hilarious because of the Zardoz connection. He thinks shaved Burt Reynolds looked like Sean Connery. Do you see it?
No, actually, I guess. Kind of.
Once he said it, I was like,
I just don't like it.
I just don't want to be a part of it.
So I had read something that Burt Reynolds was.
That's the name of my new leasing company I'm starting.
Yes.
Burt Reynolds.
TM. I had read that he was up for the Michael Corleone part in The Godfather because he looked like Marlon Brando.
He did when he was young, yeah.
And I'm just like kind of going like, yeah, no, that's not going to work ever.
He
can't be in that movie.
He looked like Brando a lot when he was young. There's actually an episode of The Twilight Zone that has really young Burt Reynolds in it where he's playing a character that's like young Marlon Brando. Okay. Yeah, like on the waterfront era.
But Sean Connery, though.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do like a side-by-side.
Let's put them both in the Zardoz
comparison.
Outfit. Yeah. How about just Burt Reynolds and his little black vest, unzipped, to here, showing off his...
Could you have a tighter fitting life jacket? Yeah. His was like a tailored life preserver. Everybody else looked puffy, not him.
Even before the
great. I thought Burt
he had like this sort of like wetsuit vest thing that that he was wearing. That was.
He looked like a superhero.
He did look a little superhero-ish. So, in conclusion, I do not hate this movie. I just, the book is better. The book is better. The book is more intense. It's a lot more raw. It's a lot more of a gut punch, and it kind of bums me out because I'm like, that was a fun, thrilling book to read again, and the movie, it just doesn't compare.
Okay.
Huh. Well, I would say one of the lasting effects of this movie was that Governor Jimmy Carter at the time, after this movie, established the State Film Commission to encourage film and TV being filmed in Georgia.
Yes.
And to this day, like, I want to say, like, a lot of the Disney films there, with a lot of the Avengers movies and
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead. Tyler Perry built his whole studio down there. So all these years later, they're still filming in Georgia.
Oh yeah, Georgia's huge.
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah, to film. I don't know anymore.
Tax incentives.
I don't know anymore with the COVID stuff. I might have changed things, but anyway, at least for a long time it was. maybe George will.
I think it's still. It's all about the.
I bet it still is.
It's all the tax
incentives. I bet it still is.
Yep. Hey.
Yes.
You want to play a game?
Totally want to play a game.
Yeah, I do.
Is it burying the body? Is it burying the body with you, Neil?
And in conclusion, Caleb hated the movie.
In conclusion, I'm torn, because, and we didn't even talk about like the dream sequence at the end, which has been like done so many times in horror films now.
Yeah, it's another. It's another trope.
This movie was a huge influence on horror films.
A lot of tropes came out of it.
I give it props for that, if nothing else. And dueling back.
Yeah, I can see
Sean. I can see Sean Connery. I can totally tell who's who.
Skin. Who wore it better?
So the one in color looks like Scott. That's Scott in his last camping trip.
It's producer Scott, everybody.
I have actually, now that you mention it, my headshot when I was 16 is frighteningly similar to that picture of Burt Reynolds.
Wow. I love it. I think that Scott is actually Burt Reynolds and Sean Connery, and he just wanted to live a quiet life. Faked his death.
It's true. He did think Sean Connery, you had that whole
Sean Connery's
dad fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it sound really sexual when you say he had a dad fantasy.
That was not sexual in any way whatsoever.
I
love it. Let's play a Scream game.
Let's try.
Play a game.
All right.
In honor of the new release of Scream.
Yay!
Go see it in theaters.
We're gonna play a Scream game.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of Sandra on this one, I think, because I know a little bit about the first movie. And that's about it.
Right, can you all see my screen?
I love this franchise. Yes.
Yeah, we see it.
Are we at least 18 years of age?
No.
Maybe.
No. Yes. We're gonna say yes.
Let's enter.
Enter.
So you're gonna have to tell me where to look and where to click. Hey, it's Sydney.
Hey, it's Sydney. Oh, you read it.
So choose your response. I think I'm here, or what is this place?
I think I'm here. Bloop. I love Ghostface in the window.
He is. We're looking around the house. Is that the house from the first movie? Okay.
Nice house.
We should enter the house.
Let's enter.
Okay, there we go.
Let's go.
Where are you? I don't see you. Is Ghostface in the house? This place is creepy. What room are you in?
Why would you ask if Ghostface is in the house?
Yeah.
Let's go with this place is creepy. What room are you in? Where are we going?
You like horror movies. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I am so ready.
Where are you? You're starting
Scott,
to
you have to
scare
read.
me. Or whoever this is, you better not have done anything with my friend Sydney.
Oh, definitely the Sydney one. We're backing up our friends in this house.
Just better not be Matthew Lillard.
I want to.
Oh my god, I want to rip off my face and I'm Matthew Lillard.
How cute. Still looking for your friend. Would you like to play a game? Yes, bring the trivia, or no, I just want to look around.
Yeah, obviously.
I know, that's why we're here. Let's play the game.
Bring on the trivia.
If you answer correctly, you survive. If you don't, you die. It's very simple.
Did we all get that?
That's pretty simple.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh, we're timed. Where are we going? Upstairs, dining room.
I think
that's the choices.
Dining room.
In Scream 3, what's the name of Colton Weary's iconic talk show? The Cotton Club, 100% Weary. Cotton Corral, 100% Live with Cotton Weary.
I think it's 100% Cotton.
Correct. Now it's time
for
the
job.
Bonus round.
Oh my god, it's Ghostface! Oh, there's fruit!
Jane Gale Weathers' first book. Wrongly Accused, The Woodsboro Murders, College Terror.
Wrongly Accused.
Is it Wrongly Accused?
Yeah.
Correct.
Nice
now
work.
It's time for the bonus round.
You said that, Ghostface.
Already?
We were already in the
Let's
dining
go,
room.
Lillard. Get it straight.
Now we're in the dining room again. Who gets stabbed to death to a roar of applause in front of a packed theater in Scream 2? Phil Stevens?
Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, but we're waiting for the name here.
Maureen Evans, Cece Cooper.
It's Maureen.
It's Maureen.
Yeah.
Tekka Maureen.
Yeah. She goes up there and it's like so dramatic.
Very good. Let's keep going.
I remember that.
Let's.
This is hard without motion controls on the phone.
Where to next?
Back to the
No, you're doing great. Yeah. I think we have to go up the stairs now, is my guess.
In the first Scream, what movie do they watch at Stu Macker's house? Nightmare on Elm Street?
Halloween.
Halloween? Okay.
Halloween. He's like, Jamie, no, Jamie.
Yes, very good. Now for the real question.
Very good.
I love this.
Who do you think I am?
You could be anybody or I don't know.
You could be anybody.
Yes, very good. Now for the real question.
What?
Upstairs, balcony, bedroom.
Bedroom. Running out of time. We gotta get Sid.
Who cameoed in the first Scream? John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Rob Zombie, Ari Aster.
Wes Craven.
Wes. He plays Fred, the janitor. It's brilliant.
Looks like I have a
He says, "You talking to me?" He's like, "Not you, Fred." So good. Because it's Fred. He's janitor. He's Fred. He had to be there.
So here's the bedroom.
Brilliant.
We're gonna go back to the top of the stairs.
We're clearing the house. We're clearing the house. Oh, the garage door.
Garage door, yeah.
That's a sucky way to die.
Looks like I have a fan. Next question.
You do, Ghostface. You do.
Time to go to the upstairs balcony.
I guess so. Shit. Oh, there's Ghostface.
What are certain rules you must abide by in order to survive a horror movie? There are certain rules. What is rule number 1? Never drink or do drugs. You can never have sex. Never say I'll be right back.
Oh God. Well, they're all on there.
I think it's drink or do drugs.
I think that is the first. No,
it's sex.
No, it's sex. It's sex.
Sex.
It says, first of all, you can never have sex. Yeah, Randy. Yep.
Cool.
That's why I'm still alive.
Next question.
Okay, where are we going? We were just at the top of the stairs.
Where the fuck are we going, Ghostface? We over there? Okay.
That's it.
Now what do we do?
Are the Scream movies based on a true
Keep
story?
answering questions.
No, pure fiction, or yes, truth is stranger than fiction?
God, the based on is always so. I'd
say no.
It's probably
but
based on something. It probably is.
Looks like
Oh,
I
jeez.
have a fan. Next question.
I am also just a fan of Murder Ghostface.
Okay, I guess we're gonna try to escape now.
Where's Sydney?
Who met their demise in a fiery explosion
In
that destroys
Australia.
Jennifer Jolie's house in Scream 3? Jennifer Jolie, Stephen Stone, Tom Prince, Angelina Tyler.
God.
I think it was Angelina Jolie.
Oh God! Oh God!
I have no idea.
Can't think. Angelina.
Jennifer Jolie,
I don't remember her name.
Angelina Tyler.
No.
To-
Yeah.
oh no!
No!
I'm sorry.
Fuck!
That's the wrong answer.
Damn it!
Well, he's pissed.
I know.
He's
He did
pissed
not
at
like
you.
it.
Oh.
Back to the front yard.
Can you go into that living room yet?
No.
No.
No? Jesus. You just keep going round and around?
Round and round.
What famous horror heroine has an uncredited cameo as a news reporter in Scream? Halloween's Jamie Lee Curtis, Alien's Sigourney Weaver, Nightmare on Elm Street's Heather Langenkamp, or The Exorcist Linda Blair?
Linda Blair.
I don't remember.
Very
that
good.
part at all.
Let's keep going.
Feeling the pressure.
Forever
Ever.
and ever.
Ever. Where do we go?
You just
I
You just
think
keep going
so.
around and around answering questions, I guess.
Who do
When
you
does it end?
Who was originally under the mask?
Well, this we know.
Your mom.
Billy and Stu.
Lame and
do
lamer.
so well?
Don't be jealous.
I'm gonna try
Skeet-
this
Skeeter.
dining room
You guys are
again.
such haters. Jealous. They're jealous.
What is the movie franchise about the killings that occur in Woodsboro? Slash, stab, bloodlust, or phantasm?
Stab.
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 Correct. Having fun? Let's try another one.
You're just going for room and back.
Yeah, I feel like you need more.
Did we go in the kitchen? Were we just in the kitchen?
We did.
We
didn't
did.
That's where the
True or
fruit
false?
is.
Was there any Jiffy Pop?
Watching you
Yeah.
right now.
Shit. Hi.
True.
Caleb's house.
Correct. Having fun? Let's try another one.
Maybe we should answer some wrong and see what
He
happens.
Well,
gets
here's
really
the living
mad.
room.
No, I don't want to. Now we're in the living
In
room.
Scream 2, Derek sings I Think I Love You to Sydney. Mickey says he is referencing which movie? Top Gun, Scream,
Top Gun.
Top Gun?
Top Gun.
That's
Neil, have you ever seen
correct.
Top Gun?
Next question.
I think
Yes,
you'd
I have.
like it. I think you'd love that movie.
No. I mean, maybe now. I haven't watched it in like 30 some odd years, but
Birthday episode?
Oh yeah, next week's Neil's birthday episode, you guys.
Am I
If I-
looking for
I
something?
make it through.
Where's there something like glowing on the floor over there by the TV? Go back to the TV. Go back. See, it's like the remote's like glowing.
And the movie just got really intense.
Can you go over to that?
The movie,
No.
the music got really intense.
I can only
The
look
fuck?
around.
Todd says we're stuck in a trivia vortex.
It's like being in a first-person shooter.
What is the name of Sidney Prescott's book recounting the Ghostface murders? Out of the Ashes, Out of the Darkness, Woodsboro Memoirs, Ghostface Chronicles.
Out of Darkness.
Ooh, very good. Let's keep going.
Jesus.
And going and going.
Go where,
backyard.
Ghostface? Oh, backyard.
Is there
Backyard.
anything else? Front entrance, we've been there.
Oh my God, how much time do we have?
Ah!
It's just counting up. Ah!
What?
Just like that.
Face.
Huh?
Nice.
You kidder.
Nice.
I mean, I didn't have sex. I didn't drink. I never said I'll be right back.
I wonder if you can win or if he always gets you.
Lies.
Because we only missed
Lies,
one
lies,
question.
lies. That's true.
Yeah. Don't
That
go in the
was a-
backyard.
That was a
There's
blast,
nothing.
you guys. I had a lot of fun. I'm sorry I missed one question. But otherwise, that's a big mic drop
Please.
moment for me.
No, you did
Yep.
awesome.
Thanks, guys. Neil, what's your birthday movie, Neil?
Wonderfully.
What's your birthday movie, Neil?
My birthday movie is I think I'm gonna to be announced it. I'm gonna TBA
You
that.
always get mad when we do that, but
boo.
you're doing it.
I don't get mad. I just can't think of anything right
Ghostface
now.
Killer's
I'm
gonna
too
kill you for
sickly.
that.
Poor tiny Tim. He's too sickly.
I am. Mother, I can't think of a film.
Where's my film, mother? All right, guys.
I apologize. I can't. I'm like trying to rack my brain. What do I want to do? Last year I did House, which for me was an easy one to pick, but I can't think this year. I don't know.
He'll pick it and we'll announce it soon. We'll put it on the YouTube and we'll put it on the social medias, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you guys hopefully you can check the social medias, we'll announce it there. Give you a chance to watch it. Hopefully ahead of time.
Check. You just
So-
have to keep checking back.
That's right. Just call Sandra. Call Sandra.
Don't
So
call
she'll
me.
let
I
you know.
won't pick
Her
up
number
the
is-
phone. I'm a millennial. If somebody calls, I assume someone is dead.
Call her
Unless
555
you're Ghostface,
23.
Ghostface can call me anytime.
Todd, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Deliverance 2, deliver
Well-
harder.
Yes, deliver more aggressively.
Deliverance 3, Deliverance with a Vengeance.
Well, thank you all for joining us for this slightly untraditional format. And thank you to the people of the pod. And everyone send Neil some soup.
Yeah, send me soup. I take all kinds of soup. Hopefully from a can though, because then I know what it is and where it's from. But you know.
And I will
Anyway.
say, if you were making homemade soup and would like to send me some, I would gladly take it.
He's not going to question
Okay.
your motives either, or where
Nope.
that soup came
Send
from.
Caleb all your
I'm
dirty
hopefully,
soup. He'll drink it
hopefully
all.
just gonna enjoy some nice, delicious homemade soup.
Blood soup.
Okay. Have fun with that.
Blood soup.
Well,
Good night,
Uh,
everybody.
hey, first show 2022. Hopefully back in the studio in 2
Welcome
weeks.
to the new season.
The new season.
Thank you, Miss
Season
Mindy
3?
Larabuff.
Is it season
Thank
3?
you, Mindy Horror Movie Addict. Thank you, Mark of Vision's Truth. Thank you, Haley the Baker. Thank you, Reverend Michael B. Thank you, 209 Todd. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Gene Scoot. Thank you, Eggers Meggie. Thank you, Vanilla Ken. Thank you, Enoch. Thank you, Gory Bits. Gory Pits. Smelly Pits.
All the bits.
Pits. And let's not forget, thank you, Burt Reynolds.
Burnt Rentals.
Burt
Call
Reynolds.
us today to book your free first appointment.
Burt Reynolds.
Goodbye one more time.
You gotta have your mustache in order to work there.
Ah!